Hello everyone, welcome back to another Daily Marvel Snap live stream. And so today we are going to be running some more of the Nick Fury Destroyer deck. Thank you guys everyone for jumping in early. Thank you guys for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. How's it going, Christy, Jeremiah, Alexander, and Adi? So we are going to be running a little bit more of the same. This deck list overall feels okay. As far as a home for Nick Fury, I don't know that this is the top tier place for him. It can have some really good games, but it can go through some droughts as well. And so, we are going to go ahead and jump into a few. We also have a new overlay for our deck explanation for our videos and our lunch live streams. And so, hey Alex, how's it going? Hey Akaichu, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. And so we are going to switch over, and then we're going to jump into a couple of games. I hope everyone is doing great so far. So I do have a little bit of a sore throat, and so I may have a couple of cough drops while we're going through the lunch live stream. And then if it doesn't get better by the weekend, then maybe we skip Mondays. But so far, it's just kind of a tickle. It's manageable at this point. Hi Kieran, how's it going? Love getting to watch these live rather than the recording. I'm so glad that you were able to jump in and join us live. I hope you're having a great day so far. Cube 4, it's start, right? Oh yeah, you were right. Let's go ahead and reset the cube gain for the day back to 0. Thank you, Akaichu. So I remembered to switch the view, but I forgot to reset the cubes today. And then DeHeisman, the one time I played you, I accidentally disconnected. Oh no. So we have been playing against other viewers pretty consistently. I played against Alexander on Sulky Hulky earlier, and another viewer named Pebbles I played against on Sulky Hulky as well. So hopefully we queue up again and that it's a really close match. Heisman. Gallagher Gal, where do you read chat? YouTube or Twitch? So actually, Gallagher Gal, so we have switched it up a little bit. I'm no longer multicasting or multi-streaming to multiple platforms. There was a couple of days where the quality was just really poor. It was kind of laggy and clunky, and so I ended up just switching all the way over to YouTube, at least for now. And so right now I read chat just straight off of YouTube. And then hey Umais, how's it going? I hope you're having a great day so far. And then Alexander, yes, you found the hidden emote, the hidden EQ Nemesis emote. So here, do we try to lock down one of the lanes with Professor X? We don't have another great 5 drop, but we can always compete for the other 2 lanes with a Destroyer and a Taskmaster after. And maybe we get lucky with the upside in the unplayed Strange Academy for now. Did you discover the reason for the lag stream yesterday? I didn't. And so it showed that the stream health and the connection quality was good all the way up until about 40 to 45 minutes in, and then for some reason it had a dip. And so so then against the Hulkbuster, so we do lose that lane, but we'll have to come up over it. But I wasn't able to figure out exactly what caused it. And so I did call the internet service provider to see if we can get it figured out, because I should have higher bandwidth than that. And if we're getting throttled or anything similar, then maybe we need to change providers. So I don't think we can win this one. But we can try our best. We can drop the Destroyer. That will clear up this. Only being able to play 1 card per turn. We'll be able to do both Taskmaster and Demon next turn to hopefully win this one. And then hopefully the lower cost cards, so like Wolverine and Nightcrawler, hopefully those get pushed over into the Triskelion, leaving us a decent shot at winning and pushing the second Strange Academy. Destroyer, Taskmaster, Demon. Yeah, it's a pretty big power push when you draw it. Oh, you think this is a bot? Oh, it's a black and white variant, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, and then they played straight into the Professor X lane, so that does make sense. They haven't moved their Nightcrawler yet, have they? And so they're able to move their Nightcrawler out to push something else here. Dustin received a gifted sub yesterday. It was like Christmas in September. Yeah, so one of our viewers, Todd English, came in and gifted 10 more subs yesterday. And so everyone that received one, you get access to all of the cool emojis, all of the cool perks. And so really, really exciting. Thank you again, Todd, for that. It starts off the stream in a really, really positive way. Do we think 16 is going to be enough to win Strange Academy? And do we think they move Nightcrawler out and maybe drop a resource into the Triskelion? I think we may lose to this bot, but we are going to play it through anyways. TLSG, do you watch cricket? I have actually, I know the general idea of cricket, but I've never actually watched it. Also, week 1 of NFL. I haven't watched a whole lot of NFL either. I follow it more closely, but I haven't watched it in a whole lot. Oh no, so we needed to push the demon over into the left. That's okay, guys. Defeat. We will start with the -4, unfortunately, and then we will move on and move up. Is Clary still sad today? So she's laying on the floor over here for some reason, instead of back in her spot. And then we do have one that's on the couch. I think you can see her in this view. We have one that's laying here. That one's Juliet, and then Clarice is laying on the floor right beside her. So I don't think they're sad today. We may have a negative start to the stream, but they are having a good Thursday. Hey Joshua, thank you so much. Happy Thursday to you as well. And then Addie, balance patch should be within a week or two. So they had it configured. They were going to push it out, but they found a critical error and they had to delay it. So they are working on it. It's a little bit unfortunate because we had the same patch, the same kind of stagnant play all through last season, which carried over into this one. So we're still trying to get creative with it and find different ways to build those decks, but it should be a week or two before they have something out. Harrison Wade, your dog is the best. I have to hide the stream from my missus, otherwise she'll want one. They're so like big and fluffy and sweet. They're the most gentle dogs. One of them is 100 pounds, but she thinks she's a lap dog. She's great with my 18-month-old. So just very gentle. My 18-month-old will actually like lay on her, and it's the cutest thing because they'll just lay there and just hang out. And then Doc Ock, yeah, Doc Ock is going to be pretty good here. From the Triskelion, I think that's probably our most consistent or best play line. We could do it into Wakanda. That way, they can't. If for some reason we pull a Shang-Chi out, which is not incredibly likely, but if we do pull a Shang-Chi out, it's not going to destroy our cards. I think that's where we're going to play it. Oh, this is the part where you play. Cassius, I'll play into it today. What's up, dog? And then no, it's not a new mic, Cassius. I applied some new filters to it so that it cuts out the background noise, and it should kind of limit the noise that does come into it. And then I got a boom stand, a boom arm, something where it's not on the desk, so that as I move my hands around, it doesn't make a lot of noise. Oh, so the Doc Ock did not do well for us. It doesn't look like. So we are locked out of the Triskelion lane, unfortunately. No Professor X gamble. I really do like the Professor X gamble when you can ramp on 4, because most people don't anticipate it. The Biofreeze, the Bifrost needs an animation. Hey Cassius, you just got home from university, right? I hope that it's starting to go a little bit better, and that you're able to manage it. And if we were wanting to keep our Doc Ock, we probably should have played him into the Bifrost so that he got pushed into Wakanda. The last card we played was Doc Ock. I don't know that we want to... I don't know that we necessarily want to Destroyer here. It is going to be more points overall if we do Destroyer, and then we could do the secondary Destroyer here. That seems like a pretty weak play overall. Even if we cleared this one up, dropping a 16 power here, they're probably going to come up over it, just by dropping 2 cards naturally. Still tired, but hey, it's only the first week. Hopefully you get into like a rhythm and it starts going a little bit better. I think once you kind of get into a routine, hopefully it'll be a bit better. Battle of the Spider-Woman hair avatar. Yeah, so I've been going up against DKFFIV several times over the last few days, and it's always a pretty decent matchup. I think our best bet, or really our only shot, is going to be dropping Taskmaster to try and come up over their power here. But that 16 only puts us at a positive, what? Positive 8? That seems pretty weak. Because they could drop... Maybe we try and gamble and hope that they don't drop 3 cards. Because all they have to do is drop 3 or more power into the Wakanda lane. But I feel like that's more likely that they drop cards there. Hey Taylor, yeah, we are live still. So we actually just recently went live, so about 10 minutes ago, and we're negative for the day, but we are trying. We are gambling a little bit today, guys. Oh, so they do a blue Marvel, which I think we tie. No, we lose. Unfortunate. I thought we were going to tie the right lane, and then we could win the left lane potentially, but oh no. So no true hero story is complete without the fall first. It is just having someone that's already medium halfway there, and then a rise is not as exciting as someone that falls and is at rock bottom and then climbs to the very top. That is what we're aiming for today for the lunch live stream. We start off bad, and then we're just gonna chip away and climb back up. Kind of risky. They might anticipate you playing mid. Yeah, Wakeless. We're taking a few probably unnecessary gambles here, but that is okay. You lose anyways because the difference in mid was higher. Yeah, because we were -8 and they were they were quite a bit more than -8. So I think we do. I think we do Bucky Barnes here, maybe into this third lane. We can do Bucky Barnes. We can plan on dropping Destroyer into the Space Throne on the last turn, or maybe on 5 if we can ramp into it. Destroyer loves Space Throne. Yeah. I as long as they don't trick us into getting it filled up prior to that, then it should be really good. And so if they use something like a Green Goblin, or if they drop a Polaris that pulls Bucky Barnes over, there's a few ways that they can falsely fill it up for us. I think we just drop our Daredevil here. I don't think we force a destruction of Bucky Barnes, just in case we don't draw into an armor. So we'll do Daredevil and we'll play as normal. TLSG had a huge win streak in previous streams. Yeah, we did. You lose anyways because because last Friday's was what, 37 cube game, and I think tomorrow's will be pretty good as well. I have a pretty good deck lined up. I mean, it's really easy to play, but I think we're going to gain quite a few cubes. When I was playing it, I gained about 30 over the course of maybe 10 games, all over like 4 or 8 cube matches. And so I think tomorrow's lunch live stream should be pretty entertaining as well. I don't know that we have a great play here. We can do Sandman because we're going to end up destroying it anyways. At least that way they're constricted to 1 card per turn as well. Hey Pilk, how's it going? Thank you so much for jumping in and joining us for the lunch live stream. I hope you're having a great day so far. So it's a part of the movie where hero just gets rolled for one part before finding their true calling. Yeah. Sandman is good. We can also send either a Green Goblin or Hobgoblin in the Space Throne. And so then we can kind of block that one off as well. Is there a reason for Deathlock versus Carnage or Venom? So in this deck list, if we draw into our armor, Deathlock is going to be better to drop in an armored lane. That way he starts at 5 power. He has a higher base power, is the reason for him over the Deathlock or over the Carnage or Venom. Didn't get the opportunity to finish watching The Sandman, stuck on episode 5. I actually haven't checked it out. I'm a little bit behind on shows. And so that, oh wait, they finished playing. I was sitting here waiting for them, and they were done. So I think it's going to be fine for us to do a Hobgoblin into Space Throne. Next turn we can do our Destroyer, which is going to be 15 and then 6 power. And they can only play 1 card per turn. So I feel pretty good about it. Let's go ahead and do a Hobgoblin. The left lane is a lost cause. They stack a lot of power over there. All right, I'm either playing Gwent or Hearthstone. Not too sure. I actually haven't tried Gwent. I've heard a lot of good things. Does it still have an active community around it, Cassius? The show, the Sandman show, is pretty good. I do need to check it out. I finally finished Better Call Saul, and then I've watched a couple of episodes of The House of Dragon, and so I am slowly getting caught up on all of the shows that I've been wanting to watch. Actually, if they have a Destroyer, if they're running a similar deck to us, and they have a Destroyer, no, they'll wipe this side of the board. Never mind. So we would be okay. Honestly, try Gwent, sure, as a community. I may check it out in some of our downtime. So they do a Jubilee pool. It's gonna, I mean, if it's... Okay, Captain Marvel. No, Captain Marvel does it for them. Yeah? No, it can't. Never mind. We end up winning Space Throne and Onslaught Citadel. We are now positive again, guys. Victory. I second guessed that. For some reason, I thought they were going to wipe their board and Captain Marvel could move into the Space Throne and win it for them. We're having a day. We're having a day, guys. But we are positive for the stream, and so we are now on that ascension, that upward climb. So we are going to make it today, guys. They discarded their Destroyer earlier. Oh, Timothy, thank you, thank you for keeping an eye out. I must have missed it. When they did destroy it, or when they did discard it. But I think even with the Destroyer, since they wouldn't have had anything that retained, we were all right either way. Okay, Cassius, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for jumping in and joining us for the little bit that you were able to. Gwent is not popular on YouTube as much as Hearthstone, but the game is entertaining. Yeah, if I was to play it, I think it would be just as like an off-stream thing. So sometimes I play a little bit of multiverses. I'm not good at it, but I play a little bit of multiverses just to kind of wind down or kind of get out of my head sometimes. And so I think Gwent would be another game just to kind of play around with for fun every once in a while. But it takes time to play one match because you have 3 rounds to play and 2 to win. So it's like a best of 3 right off the bat. You should also watch Lord of the Rings TV series. So far is very good. It's the one on Amazon Prime, right, Alex? Ryo, I'm here. What kind of mic are you using? I'd like to get my own mic and recording setup soon. So I'm using a Blue Yeti. It's actually the same mic that I've been using for all of my recordings. I just messed around and added a couple of filters to it to drown out some of the background noise. I got a pop filter. Well, I got whichever one goes over the top. I already had a pop filter. And then I got a boom stand so that's a little bit closer to my mouth, so that it comes through a little bit more clearly. But it is a Blue Yeti microphone. How are you liking Fury so far? He is interesting. I don't know I don't know that he's going to be great long term. I think right now he feels kind of like Thor did whenever you first pulled him from, or whenever he first got released, where he felt okay, but he didn't feel like completely polarizing. He didn't feel like he made up an entire archetype. I think over time he will find his place, but I don't know that he has a great home right now. So we kind of make do with what we have. But I do feel like over time he will get better. Gwent has made gains on YouTube. I may check out some of the gains on, or some of the Gwent gameplay on YouTube, just to kind of get a feel for the game. And so, have you tried playing MOBA, FPS, Battle Arena games? Yeah, Ardref, I've played. I've dabbled in quite a few games. So I have played League of Legends. I've played World of Warcraft. I've played RuneScape for more time than I care to admit. Are like the big ones that I sank a lot of time into. I also played Legend of Runeterra. I played. Oh, the name is eluding me right now. It's the Riot version of a of an auto chess battler. The name has slipped my mind, but it's the one where you kind of set your team and then they automatically fight. So it's an auto chess battler that blew up for a while, and then I think maybe it's fallen off a little bit. But yeah, I've dabbled in quite a few games. Nick Fury is best for YouTube content. Oh my gosh, they come in with the Professor X lockdown, so we don't get to change our Electro. Oh no, oh no. So now we can't even play our Taskmaster into the big house. Oh, what have they done? I was very well played. There's no way that we can come back from that. There's no way that I can push enough power. And so I actually am going to have to retreat on this one. So we go down to -2 for the stream so far. And sorry, I'm getting a couple of work calls from my boss. So guys, I may have to delay for just a minute. I'm going to stay live, but I do have to jump over and answer. It seems like a critical question. So I'm going to stay live. I'm going to turn off the audio and then see what's going on from there. I'll be right back, guys.
squad's still a little late.
All systems go.
Hulk smash! Victory! Snap!
Avengers!
Assemble.
I still believe in heroes. victory.
All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Oh my gosh, we had two pretty good games while I was in a meeting. Oh my gosh, that destroyer call was phenomenal. Being able to move the Nightcrawler over to anticipate the 17 power level of the destroyer. He's back, Agatha. TLSG is gone. Oh my gosh. And so we gained a good 6 cubes while I was multitasking. Thank you guys for sticking around for the lunch live stream. We are back, and we will try to continue the upward trend. Oh my gosh. Vitamin D. No, I was on a work call. I got called into like a last minute like emergency meeting from my boss that I wasn't able to like decline or say no, I'm on lunch, because it was something that had to be addressed right now. But so for maybe 10-15 minutes we had a chair live stream. I'm telling your boss I just destroyed my opponent. Oh, that was incredibly fun. Thank you guys for sticking around for that. Yeah, I do want a Galactus game. I want a Galactus game. This could be it. We can drop Nick Fury next turn to try to hope for it. That's an extremely high roll. TLSG snapping on cheater bots and putting them in the ground. Oh, so we can try for the high roll here. We can do Nick Fury. I haven't seen Galactus very much since that very first day. It felt like I was getting Galactus like every couple of games, and now I've used Nick Fury for 2 or 3 other decks and I haven't seen it for a while. And actually we only draw 1 card here, so the chances are really low. It's 1 out of 19. I don't know that it would even be worth us dropping. So I think we drop our Hobgoblin instead. Yeah, our hand is a little bit too full for the Nick Fury. Galactus or we Riot. So we will shoot for a Galactus by the end of the stream. This game, with the full hand side with Olympia, it made it a little bit too difficult to manage or maneuver. A 1 out of 19 chance is abysmal, and so we are gonna shoot for. Oh, and then we draw into Destroyer, which is perfect. We can do Destroyer here. That clears up our hand a bit. And then we have to see where they play power, see if we need to invest more resources into Olympia, or you won't end the stream until we see... See, Alexander, your wording choice was interesting. You said C. It doesn't have to be one that we win. We don't have to win with Galactus. I think seeing Galactus is definitely doable. And so we will shoot for that. By the way, Nick Fury never gives duplicates, right? Right. So it's always unique 6-cost cards. So you could have a duplicate of another 6-cost you already had in your hand, but as far as the ones he generates, it'll be 3 unique cards. Welcome back, Agatha got us back to positive. Timothy, yeah. The chair live stream has ended. The hand live stream. I was trying to do it discreetly so that I could like not draw attention to the fact that I was beating up on some bots. Nick right and Armor left. We might see Galactus. I mean, could see Galactus that way, right? And that's overall more power than just dropping an America Chavez. But they have Sarah, so I'm kind of afraid that they're going to drop a lot of cards onto the board. Nick left, Armor right. Just in case they run a Shang-Chi. If they have an Odin here, they definitely will knock us down, put us in our place. If we start, if playing, I knock us back down to a negative cube game, then maybe we just need the chair live stream from now on. So they do drop quite a few resources. They have a Mysterio, Swordmaster, and depending on where that 5 power is, it'll either tie them in Olympia. Okay, good. So they placed it in the right-hand side, so the armor was just enough to get us over that edge.
Victory.
Had they played it in mid, we would have tied. They would have won this location by more than we won ours, and we would have lost that one. So they did have a chance to pull it back. But they can't overcome the power that Agatha brought us from the chair live stream. Very good play, Addy. Very, very good call there. And so, oh, actually, no. I thought I had a variant to unlock. I already unlocked it. Never mind. I got excited for nothing, guys. So we are positive 6 for the day. We had a midstream meeting with with all of the community jumping in and joining us. So incredibly fun, non-conventional stream, guys. So let's go ahead and I think this is Teddy Bear 87. We've played them before. Are they? I don't remember if they're a bot or if they're an actual player though. No, they're an actual player. Okay, so we do get to ramp with Electro. If we can draw into Nick Fury, we have the chance at making this an Electro game. So we do draw into Nick Fury. So let's go ahead and armor this mid location so they can't destroy their hood. I mean, maybe they're playing a bounce package and they can pull it back in anyways. But I think we do play the armor in mid just in case they're wanting to run something like a Carnage. And then they're stuck with that -2 hood. And so then they use Colossus. Maybe they're running a destroyer package of their own. But I think here we definitely will drop Electro into... Do we drop it into Westview? We could drop it into Westview. If we get Galactus from Nick Fury, that will pull into one of our additional cards for us so that we have another power push. But it could accidentally pull into their destroyer, maybe. We'll give it a shot anyways. Sammy, today I've been fighting against bot after bot. This season, I feel like I've been playing a lot more bots than I did last season. Even right out of the gate, when the season reset, and you would expect to, really be. Oh no, Mr. Negative, Mr. Negative, why would you do that? I mean, I guess our Taskmaster could be free, right? We could get the upside of an inverse Taskmaster. And a cheap Professor X too. But do we want to go that route? I don't think we do. I think we try for the Galactus, right? Yeah, you will win now. And the Jesus plays. Hey TLSG, how are we feeling about the new location? I'm not. They're adding a whole lot more random elements, and from what I've seen, Professor X to the right. Yeah, because they probably won't drop anything. I want to see Galactus, and that's the greediness in me. But I think the play is Professor X to the right, so we lock that one down, and then we could do Destroyer on the left-hand side on 5, and then something else. Wait, what about your Hobgoblin -8 energy? So he will cost 0, but he would send them a positive power gain. And so it would end up not being something that we wanted to run unless they had maybe the lane capped out. So we are going to go with the Nick Fury here to lock down the super flow. We'll get the upside. They get additional energy, but that is all right. Yeah, it creates some really crazy RNG swings, Jesus. But I don't know that I'm just the biggest fan of it. It's really hard to put our finger on it. So if Grand Central pulls into our Hobgoblin, we're gonna send them a 5 power unit, and since we're not going to destroy our Electro, we're not going to be able to drop him for free at any point. Oh my gosh. A negative Hobgoblin. And then if they cap this one out, if we had the flexibility to drop multiple cards, he'd be an easy 5 power push into one of the lanes, but I think we go with the Destroyer play nonetheless, and then hope for a Taskmaster next turn. I think that's okay. Destroyer's not terrible here. So they cap out their lane. We just have to push one more power into the location. So that ended up, I'm not sure why they played all the way up to 3, unless they were hoping for maybe the Destroyer to get pulled in, or they thought it was the last turn. But we got pretty lucky. We didn't see the Galactus, but we will see Galactus before we end the stream. Snap should be less RNG and more skill. Christine, I think eventually they are going to make a mode that has less of the RNG elements, so less of the RNG locations and things like that, I would imagine. Something like a more competitive mode, but for now, I think in moderation, the RNG is okay, and it doesn't negatively hurt the experience too terribly much. And then Chauncey, I don't know about y'all, but I'm here for Galactus not wins. All right, we can take that and run with it. We do have the potential chance. Did you see the developer update update video? Yeah, I saw it yesterday when it came out. In that case, if you're here for Galactus not wins, we can try for a high roll Galactus game. Actually, the Polaris from the hub is a pretty fun card. We can pull their card over with our Polaris. Yeah, Polaris over pulls the hood over, or the armor, either one. Sorry, you just didn't see. Does any of your colleagues know that you are TLSG? No, so none of them actually know that I have a YouTube channel, that I create any kind of video content or anything. And so it is, I don't know, it just never came up, and they're not really big gaming, like they don't seem like they'd be big into games, and so I've never told them. So no, they don't know. It's kind of like I guess a secret without being exclusively a secret. I almost want to drop our Electro anyways. If we can drop Nick Fury and we can generate a Galactus, we can play it here. They're going to have some negative cards in the lane. We'll have an extra turn to drop something high power on the last turn. The winning play would either be Green Goblin here or Polaris to pull their card over, but we are going to go for the Galactus. We're going to drop our Electro. We're going to shoot for the high RNG. We're already 8 cubes up. We don't necessarily need any more cubes. We don't want to push for an infinite too quickly and ruin the fun of it. And so we will roll the dice here. So we're going to get 2 7-cost cards. Because of the hub, we only get 2 of the 7 6-cost cards. So 2 chances. 2 chances for our Galactus here. Let's hope for the best. I think most of the RNG isn't super heavy swings, so I find the RNG from the locations to be very refreshing and make most games feel a little bit different. So I think to a point, a lot of the locations, it's just a small amount of RNG. And so you're right, it doesn't feel hugely impactful. But the most recent one feels pretty bad. Because it will fill up your hand. It creates a lot of randomness. And so not that it feels bad to play, but as far as like a lot of RNG and potentially game winning, it does have that chance. Green Goblin into Space Throne. Yeah, Electro into Nick Fury, or Green Goblin into Throne. Yeah, Green Goblin was definitely the play. I think Do we play Hobgoblin into Space Throne, or do we push for a win here? Since we can only do one card per turn, I think we're going to go with the Hobgoblin into Clintar instead of capping out the Space Throne. I think the Hobgoblin would essentially seal Clintar in for us. Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, the new one is definitely rough. But the others, I do agree. Oh no, they trade us Hobgoblin for Hobgoblin. So they're running Destroyer, right? Do we ever try for just randomness?
Snap.
I'm gonna Arnhem Zola the Hobgoblin they sent us. That'll clear it up from Clintar. That'll potentially send one either here or here, depending on where they drop their Destroyer. I think it could win us this lane and this lane if they do. Yeah, the Zola is super risky. I don't think this is going to be like a highly competitive play, but I want to see it happen. We're going to the Hobgoblin Casino. You flip first though, I think. Oh, so well, I guess in that case, if they Destroyer here, then it'll go here. If they don't, then it'll go. Oh, you're right. So if he does have a Destroyer. Oh, okay. No, you're right. So in that case, where do we think he plays? I don't know that we have a great play otherwise. And then no, Zola won't get through. There. No, we lose this one. Oh, and we snapped. Oh no, we're gonna do it anyways. Yeah. Armor mid would have been good, but we had already lost this lane. So we snapped, so we couldn't retreat. So they are gonna clear the Hobgoblin that we sent them. Oh my gosh. The content is not good, guys. We need to go back to letting the chair take over. Heimdall on the left would have pushed our Hobgoblin out. And then we would have, yeah, we would have won. Yeah, but we wouldn't have won
Defeat.
mid though, would we? With the -8, it would have brought us down to 2. So I think retreating was actually the play there. Because 8 here, we would have lost to the Destroyer. It would have pushed our Hobgoblin here. We would have won Clintar, but not any of these other two. Maybe even armor being the play here, but we still would have lost Clintar. Unfortunate. We were thinking greedy, not competitively there, guys. Chavez to the right wins. So we were -10, and they were -5. So it would have been 7 more power. It may have. I may have calculated it wrong. Chavez to the right may have been the win. Maybe not after the Nova went off though. Retreat, yeah. Addy, since I snapped, I wasn't able to retreat, or else I definitely would have retreated at that point. Greed is good. I don't know. That greed felt pretty bad. That greed definitely didn't feel great. So we have the Quake, Polaris, Shang-Chi randomness. We're not going to be able to do a Nick Fury here. We're not going to have enough space to do it. And then will there be any changes? Intro man, what are you referring to? Like card balance? So they're working on a patch. If you're talking about like balancing the cards, they are working on a patch right now. And right before they rolled it out, they found a critical error, a critical bug that they had to address. And so they said another 2 weeks or so before that rolls out. So these random cards, I'm not sure that I enjoy them too much. We're going to send a green goblin to try to fill up their Triskelion lane as much as we can. We want to limit the amount of space that they have. And they have 2 kind of lower power cards in this lane already. So if we can finish capping it out, maybe we can get some upside from when we do the Destroyer play. Has there been any word when the game is actually released? I would really enjoy if they could do a global launch, but they do play. Yeah, Alexander, they do plan on launching in Colombia. They have pre-registration signups for the Google Play Store right now, and then I might be a bit ambitious, but I'm hoping that something something cool gets announced during D23. So D23 is Disney's like expo on tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, they're going to be covering upcoming Marvel games. And I'm hoping Marvel Snap has something cool that gets showcased there. We don't know for sure. The devs haven't confirmed anything, but they did say to check it out. It should be a good show. And so we can read into what we will. But definitely it hasn't been confirmed or anything. You need to translate the game into... and they need to translate the game into 16 non-English languages. Which they are working on that globalization, but that does take time. And I feel like they need to find a way to lock down monetization before they release, or before they even think about releasing. Because if they go into it without a solid plan, can you imagine if they had launched Nexus events to a global audience and how many people would have gotten burned at that point? And so I think they need to hammer that down before they really focus on announcing a global release. But I do hope that it comes sooner rather than later. So I'm thinking Hobgoblin into the Bifrost, and maybe even in Mindscape to finish pushing that one. I think in Mindscape it's a little bit riskier. We will send them a destroyer. So we want to push more negative power into Mindscape if we can. And so I am going to push it onto the right-hand side, and then we'll go from there. And then, Tofud, yes, I loved your video today. Happy to see you're still playing this. Yeah, so this one, it feels okay. It can have some really crazy high swing games, and then it can have some low ones. It doesn't feel as consistent as... some other decks that are out there, but overall I do enjoy this list. We sent them Destroyer, we sent them Taskmaster, and a whole bunch of other random cards. And so I'm glad that you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad you were able to catch us live, Tofud. And then, man, I think we lose this one. We're losing all of the cubes that the chair stream gained. I think we play it out anyways. I don't know that we win this one. Okay, yeah. Nope, we don't get it. So the Black Cat there did counter us a bit. Let's go ahead and go down to 2. We were fighting for our lives to stay positive today. We may need to get another work call so that we can gain some easy cubes. Did you give him a Hobgoblin? Nope, we sent him the Hobgoblin into the Mindscape lane. That way it would give him less incentive to drop Destroyer on the last turn. Go away, TLSG. Let the chair get the job done. We can always make that happen. I'm sure there are other work calls. Oh, guys. So all of our members, we are going up against Q, which we seem to play Q once or twice every single live stream. We do now have an emote. We've played him so much, and I had an extra emote slot, that we do have a Q emote. So he is our nemesis. Oh, we lost 4 on that one. You are right. Thank you for keeping me honest, Raylan. And so now we have we have Q. We have our nemesis coming in to see if he can bring us down into negative. What better time than when we were neutral? Tofud, you played Q like twice a day. Yeah, he always has a pretty interesting deck that he runs. Usually it's a pretty like anti-meta deck, which I think is kind of refreshing. It can be frustrating to play against, like whenever you're playing something and it gets hard countered, but I think that's part of what I enjoy about Snap, is that like even if you have a really high power deck, if somebody is running something that is designed to counter those high power plays and that greed, that they can win regardless. Q feels like the villain that comes back every few episodes. Oh my gosh, he comes back stronger and better than ever, ready to absolutely.
Opponent snapped.
If we're gonna go down, guys, we're gonna go down with either 4 or 8 cubes. Oh. We're gonna send them the Green Goblin, like a long drawn out Dragon Ball Z fight. We just have to scream for about 3 episodes to generate enough power or something that turns out to be a wash. What would GG and Kamartaj do? Green Goblin? Green Goblin in Kamartaj would send over to their side, and then it would actually send straight back. And so it would end up being really terrible. Same thing if you have a Wong and you drop like a Green Goblin or Hobgoblin, it'll bounce back and forth. So then I end up with, I end up with it instead. I think we play an armor here. Unless they destroy it this turn, I think they're relying on being able to get rid of their Electro, to get rid of their Nova, to buff their cards up a little bit further. And so let's go ahead and lock that one in. We didn't get the Electro ramp, but they will be able to, oh, so they do get the destruction first. Are they running our deck? Q, are you gonna beat us with our own deck? Who is Q from My Hero Academia, Bakugo? Would that make... because TLSG is the main hero. What if I'm not? What if it's portrayed as the main hero, but maybe Q is the true main hero? And they're the ones that are coming back to win and seize the day. So they do have Taskmaster, so it's going to copy their 17 power. And then an armor here. I don't think there's a way to win this one. Because either way, we're going to have to overcome 17 power. The armor here locks these in place. Hobgoblin would bring them down to 12. So it'd be a four power deficit, but even then, overcoming that in Strange Academy would be incredibly difficult. Rage quit. We could do the Professor X, but I don't think that's where we shine. Nick Fury for the Galactus win. Oh, Hobbit. Play Nick for the Galactus. You guys are right. Let's go ahead and lock that in. It doesn't matter if we do it in Kamartaj or Nova Roma. So even if it triggers twice, we only get 3. Galactus, you are our only hope here. Oh my gosh, we are betting it all on a Galactus play. for the content. Galactus, there you are, guys. Can we do this? Q, I hope you're not watching, and I hope you don't play into Strange Academy. It's happening. It's happening, guys. We might lose, but we did get the Galactus. There he is. We see it. We saw him. It would be even better if we capitalize and get 8 cubes from this against the Nemesis. What a true hero rise story. Unless we're the Nemesis and they're the hero, and then they overcome the giant Galactus. Oh my gosh, they're stream goal met. The win would be a bonus. He's going to play in Strange Academy. Yeah, he has to, but the Nick Fury, so what does he play? Green Goblin. So we actually draw, right? No, that's a hard counter. Galactus doesn't even go off. Q. You couldn't even let us have this. We didn't even get to see the cool animation. Oh no. We came so close. So close, but so far away. Oh no. Is it okay? That doesn't count. Oh, we got the oh no's and the Q's in the chat. Oh my gosh. That was a roller coaster. I thought we were going to see the... he didn't want to see the cool Galactus animation. Had we had initiative by some grace, we would have flipped first. But Q, you heartless monster. How could you? Oh man. And so when Q pops in, we're just going to spam him with his own emojis. That's all we'll do. We'll just spam him with his own emojis if he comes in and says good game. He was confirmed the villain with that play. Oh my gosh. We have no words, Q. We just have emojis. Oh, and then Ralph, what's up? Watching from the Philippines. It's already 12 a.m. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us for the live stream. Even with that heroic fall that we just had, Q is a hero. So we have both ends of the spectrum. He did protect the world from Galactus. So as we get older, sometimes the villain story and the hero story merge pretty closely together. It's just one extreme idea versus the other. So good game, Q. Very, very good game. Oh my gosh. That Electro ramp was phenomenal. Nick Fury only recruits villain though, so maybe TLSG is the bad guy and not Q. I mean, it could be. It could be that we are the true villain here. It's still early here in the Philippines, so 12 a.m. It's kind of early. It depends on who you are. I fall asleep at like 8 p.m. And then I wake up to do some late night like recording and content. But so it depends on who you are, I guess. 12 a.m. could be early. It could be late. I think we flood our board now. Let's go ahead and snap. Hey Jeremy, how's it going? If you just joined in, we had the perfect Galactus. We've had a crazy stream. We had a Galactus play lined up, but we got Green Goblin countered. We had a chair live stream when I had a work call to give us a positive 6 cube victory over 2 games, not just one. So if you're just joining in, we have had a crazy stream, today. We may be negative in cubes, but the vibes have all been great. All those cubes would have been glorious. They would have, but that also seems like villain thinking, right? We're fixated on all of the potential cube gains. So we probably should have played Electro into Stark Tower to give us an out for Nick Fury play. But we will drop our Destroyer first. We still have an extra turn because of Elysium. We'll still be able to drop Nick Fury. It just doesn't feel like that's going to be the way to win, though. If I'm being honest, if Q would be stream sniping, he would have let you win for the content. So that means, I mean, the logic is sound. I agree. If he was sniping, I don't think he would have played there because he would have knew the Galactus was coming. And I really don't think he snipes. I think he's always in the streams. He's always wanting to queue up against us. And I think it's all in good fun. And so I think we win Tinker's Workshop by a pretty large margin. The safe play would be to play Nick Fury over in Elysium. Because we're not going to be able to compete for Stark Tower. But do we go with safety? Or do we go with more greed? Yeah, right would definitely be the play. Playing Nick Fury to the right would absolutely be the right call. Compete for right. You guys, so I guess the question is, do you guys want to try to bring the stream back up to the positive? Or do we want to try for Galactus one more time? And we could always send them whole bunch of junk to maybe bring them down to negative. But I think we compete for right. Yeah, I do want that Galactus win. I got a taste of it. Like, it was so close. And then it got ripped away. Do both Goblin mid? Do you think they're not going to play there this turn? We'll play another couple of games for... Oh, yeah, you're right. So we would have sent them negative 11 power. And then they would have all got buffed up by 4, so we would have had a chance at winning that one. Oh, and then the Galactus did come in. Oh, no.
I still believe in heroes.
But we can't... There's nowhere that we can drop the Galactus. We messed up, guys. We could have had the dream. They had way too much power over here for us to actually hit the dream, but we could have had it. Actually, we could have done the double goblin here. No. Do it. We can't do Galactus. So for Galactus to trigger, he has to be the only card that we have in the lane. So even if we had it reduced and we dropped something like a Galactus and a demon, it won't trigger even if there's unturned cards. The double goblin mid would have been nuts. But then they copied it, and so they would have sent us another double goblin mid. Oh my gosh. So what do we do here? Do we play Arnim Zola? That'll push the Winter Soldier left and right. That gives us 8 more power on the right-hand side. Yeah, they know they've already won mid. So if we dropped anything, that it wouldn't overcome it. I think our only chance to win would be the Arnim Zola play. But that's not going to be enough. And hope it hits Destroyer. We can do it. We can do it for the content. It is a 1 out of 3. Arnim left for the Praise. And so they have the Arnim Zola that also sends. Oh my gosh. The 1 out of 3. And they do send us a Green Goblin back, but if we can... Oh no. Never mind.
Light.
Even if we hit the Destroyer here, we'll only be 16. They already have 19, so even the highest of high rolls is not going to bring back this negative stream today, guys. So we're already negative. Let's just go for a Galactus game now, guys. We're gonna take away the competitiveness, and we're gonna try to taste the world destruction. What was discussed in the developer video? It was very high level today, Frank, or for the video. It was there wasn't any like hints at anything or any major unreleased ideas. It was mainly talking about Nick Fury and the new season pass, the new rewards. I walked for 5 minutes, and then we are negative 16. No wonder Marvel Universe is full of villains. Nick Fury recruits them all. Oh, man. Yeah, double leader is WoW. It is hard to beat the double leader. But that is okay. So the Triskelion there, actually, I don't think is going to give us a good shot at getting Galactus this game. We're going to have to keep going. I really want the animation to go off. I know that we said we just want to see him. But I really just want I want to see the animation. Ooh, and so then we have a TVA game, which is not great for this deck. We can send them a Green Goblin in the Triskelion. That will bring us to winning for now. But we don't have a lot of low-cost cards, so next turn, our best bet is probably going to be a Hulkbuster. And that never feels good to lean on. But with the TVA, there's really no point in retreating, because you lose the same amount of cubes regardless. So it's going to be a 1 cube whether we stick it out or not. Don't do the Green Goblin. How come? Did I overlook something? So we can't overcome here. It all comes down to where we think they're going to play their card. Or maybe they can play multiple cards. Yeah, we could have went with 4 power over 3, but we didn't have any great alternatives. So even with our deck, with what we could draw into, we didn't have any other good cards we could play anyways at the 2 or 4 card cost slots. If they play something mid, it's going to be Carnage. Oh no, they played double in the Triskelion. Okay. Hey Wes, how's it going? We ended up matching up against each other last night, and it's been one of the first times that that has happened. It was nice running up against you. How's it going today? I hope you're having a great day. We are negative 17. So we had a pretty good run for a while, but we had a couple, our last 3 games have been pretty horrendous. Me and the chat are pretty sure that I'm the villain of my story arc, and that what we thought was our arc nemesis is actually the hero. And so we've had a really interesting stream today. Jeremiah, oh, never mind. Didn't think about the armor. Yeah, the armor wouldn't have let them destroy the Winter Soldier, but even if we had played left, we didn't have quite enough energy or power to overcome it. Hey, made the stream. Hey, Grandpa Eyebrows. I hope you're having a great day so far. Did you see the upcoming location? It's like a Mr. Negative effect. I saw the one that's the whoever fills up the location the fastest draws one of their 6-cost cards from their deck, and it costs 0. And so that one's going to be that one's going to be really crazy whenever it either pops up unexpectedly or when it's featured. Both of which I think are going to create some really, really crazy games. So I think we're going to go with a Daredevil here. Oh no, Alexander, Q beat you too? So they're stealing all of the cubes today. And maybe we should have went with Daredevil in Nidavellir to try to fill it up and lock it down with Professor X. Maybe would have been the play. Q's over here having a good time. Everyone else is scared for their lives. The armor seems okay, but I think we're gonna go with a Green Goblin. And they actually moved Nightcrawler before Kunlun revealed, or else they would have got +2 on him from moving him over. And so Trainer Red, the one that lets you draw a 6-cost card and it costs 0, is that the one that you were talking about? Yeah, sorry, I'm net decking to try and hit infinite. Oh no, you're fine. I never complain about running up against someone that's running a high-powered deck. Like by all means, if that is like how you're climbing, or maybe that's all you have access to. If I can't build a deck that can compete with it, that's not your fault. And so I think our best play here is the Drax. We either do it in Triskelion or we try to kind of gap some of the power in Nidavellir, depending on where we think they'll drop cards. And I think this may be a bot. I'm going to drop it in mid to see if maybe they start filling that one up. And then Electro. Yeah, Electro came 1 turn too late. Because if we drop him on 4, then we ramp into 6, which is a little underwhelming. Being able to drop a 5-power card on 4 always feels pretty good.
Opponent snapped.
And so we do have the 10 power in the Triskelion lane. We get to see what they're going to play. It's a Hulkbuster and an Okoye. So I think we avoid the left lane. We try to win mid and right. And so with the Hulkbuster, that's going to be an extra 4. That brings them up to 12. We can lock down the lane with our Professor X, right? And that should win it. My math could be horrible today, guys, but I think that checks out. We are going to go ahead and snap on the bot. I got an Iron Man when you put Professor X. Oh, are you talking to Q? And so we are going to go ahead and lock that one in. That should be the way that we end up winning it. I just like getting to infinite as quickly as possible. That way you can play without stressing about cubes. Yeah, Wes, last season I didn't get infinite until almost the very end of the season, so I completely understand. At a certain point, it starts getting stressful trying to make sure that you're going to hit infinite, and then you run into all those people that are trying to hit infinite, so they start net decking the same, and they start net decking really hard. So I completely understand. I think I'm going to try to run a Hella deck to infinite this season instead of like the negative Sarah or one of the other like super common ones. Hella's pretty common, but I think that's what we're going to try and run up to infinite this season. And so we do chip away at our negative cubes by 8. We are still -9, but we do have a chance at coming up and overcoming just a little bit. I am going to play maybe 1 or 2 more and try to get the Galactus animation. I really want to at least see it, even if we don't win. I want to see it go off. And I appreciate all of you guys for joining this roller coaster of a live stream today. It has been incredibly fun. It has been a very fun live stream. Between a lunch live stream, between a meeting call mid-lunch live stream into a chair stream, into the villain story of Q and TLSG, into the Galactus. It's been a whirlwind. So I think we're gonna play Daredevil here first. Or do we? Is net decking a bad thing? Not necessarily. Some people, I don't know. There are some people that don't like it. but I mean, it's running the best option that you can and trying to run the most efficient option. And so it's frustrating to some people that they run up against it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I net deck sometimes. It makes for an easier climb, and so it's I think it's just part of the game. If you have a big problem with it, then it's, I don't know. I don't know that there's like, you're gonna have net decking in any game, and so either find a way to beat it or kind of join in with it. Net decking in Magic is tasty. So I actually haven't, I know the general like idea of Magic and the general idea of some of the different formats, but I haven't actually ever played it. I was never able to get into it. And so how is net decking different, Bacon, in Magic? Or hope the net decker is bad. Maybe they ran like what was the flavor of the week and they end up navigating it poorly, which can happen as well. Pretty sure the point of the game is to win. Yeah. If you have an issue going up against strong decks, then I mean, I get it. There can be times when it's not very fun to do it, but if you are trying to like seriously climb, then I think it is what it is. Magic decks have at least 40 cards. In some modes, you have 100 plus. 100 plus, is that Commander, where you have the really like big like polarizing card that kind of controls and leads the game. And then what I found interesting about Magic in the Magic format is the potential to have like 1v1v1v1, so that you're all playing against each other. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. Like a really cool take on that potential like game, and just building around it. So I think it creates some really unique gameplays. I never had a group, like a dedicated group or location that I could go to, where I could really get into Magic. So they do a Yondu and a Wave. So they're running Death Wave, right? We can lock down this location. Are we going to lock down left? Ooh, no. No, so they would have more power than us. I think we lock down right. And that way, if we destroy either mid or left, then we're okay. But I think either way, it's gonna be tough. Because we're only gonna drop 16 power. They're gonna have 2 12s. They're gonna have probably a death and a Taskmaster, or a death and something else. And so I think it will be a little bit difficult. Actually, the Destroyer will kill Bucky Barnes here, so we'll get a pretty good power push. We got to end the stream positive. We're going to go with the gambler's fallacy, the gambler's mentality of we're already down. We need to go all in to get back to even. And so let's go ahead and lock down the right-hand side, and then we're going to play Destroyer mid, which hopefully gives us enough power to push for the win in that lane. Blake, I want to purchase the premium season pass, but it says not available in my country. Depending on how you got into the game, I think would change the end result or the potential resolutions. So if you loaded in through the APK, I'm not sure that anything they can do with a support ticket will work. But hopefully they can figure something out. If maybe you loaded in from the Philippines, you would have to have a Philippines method of purchase to be able to buy a pass. And then if you're in the beta, you should be whitelisted. And so then a support ticket would be the correct route. I got beaten by Galactus today. Oh no, Wes. We've been wanting to do a Galactus. And we had the perfect Galactus setup. And we got countered by a Green Goblin where they had initiative. And so they sent us a Green Goblin, and so our Galactus actually didn't trigger. And so seeing the Galactus animation is phenomenal. I do have a clip. I was playing while I was at my work meeting the other day. And so I do have a clip of a Galactus win, but I haven't been able to get one for a couple of days now. And then Kraken Null, I know that you said your climb has been going horrible this season. What are you running? Are you still running this deck? Or like your version of this deck? He didn't get death, and so he retreated. If he taskmasters, you lose mid, I think. Yeah, but he would have to have both, and it'd be very. He would have to drop them in very specific locations. I don't know. We were gonna gamble it. Nick Fury turn 1. If Sakar pulled it in, that'd be phenomenal. Ooh, we do have the Electro ramp. We have to believe in the Galactus play, right?
Oh, snap.
We got to believe in Galactus. Galactus is here to take over the world, and this time he is going to succeed. And so if we can ramp into a Nick Fury, into a Galactus, we have 2 turns to drop power, so we can actually drop Galactus and then follow up with something like a Destroyer to push a decent amount of power in the lane. And so we are going to go ahead and play our Electro. 1, 2, and 3 cost cards can't be played here. I don't know of a great location where we will be able to drop the Galactus, and we're putting it into. It's so sad to see the -7 on the side. So I think had we been playing really competitive for those couple of games, I think we could have mitigated a lot of that loss. So we've been having a little bit of fun trying to go for a Galactus and then snapping a little bit more aggressively than we normally do. But yeah, it is sad to see the -7. It says you have 2 chances to win. The Icebox hurts. Yeah, the Icebox hurts with Professor X. But I think we're only going to get two 6 cost cards, which is the same odds we had before. But the fun we had with these -7 cubes is so great. Yeah, this stream has been one of the most fun streams I've done so far. So they Jubilee into Crimson Cosmos. We are hoping for the high roll Galactus here. We actually have multiple turns to set it up now if we do draw into it.
Who they dig up this time?
No, we don't get it. All right. GG, Kevin. GG. So now how do we win? We can do 1 card per turn. I think we do our Destroyer. We can do Taskmaster next turn. On the final turn, we can always do a leader play. When you don't care about winning, the game gets even better. Yeah, and I think that's why a lot of people net deck in the beginning of the season, so that they can get to, well, Addy, I would Professor X, but they can see what we're going to play, and so they'd be able to try and counter it. And so I think Professor X would be a little bit risky there. But I think that's why a lot of people start off with net decking, so that they can push to infinite, and then there's a cube ceiling at that point. And so then they don't have to worry about losing any longer. So then we pull into our Professor X. So oh my gosh, that is all of our resources, right? Oh man, so many high-powered cards that they ended up pulling with their Doc Ock there. Since the Destroyer was the last card that we officially or actually played, we will be able to still play the Taskmaster to copy the 16 power. And I think we have a good chance at winning. So even if they do leader, they're going to leader the Taskmaster, which would copy 10 power instead of the 16. So I think we have a pretty good shot. This looks like a win. Yeah, the setup, the way that this lined up does look pretty promising. So they do Giganto on the left, but I think that's okay. We don't have armor, so if they do have a Shang-Chi, they can actually win this location. But I don't think there's a way for us to like counter around that. So I think we just lean into it. I mean, we're really susceptible to a Shang-Chi play here, but I don't think we can always play around the Shang-Chi. It doesn't look like we can play around it. And they did run a Magic and a Doc Ock, so there's a very good chance that they have it. Yeah. Had we not got our armor pulled into, we could have dropped it onto the board. But with the control style deck they were running, something that naturally runs Magic and Doc Ock usually has those counter cards like a Shang-Chi, a Killmonger, to try and push for those high power last turn plays. Net deck is to copy or reference deck from the internet, and just playing copying the high power decks, and kind of feeding off of those. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it helps I think honestly it helps increase the hey Jeremiah. So we are going up against Soul Knife Jeremiah, but I think it increases the competitiveness of the game overall, because if you are running into a lot of really cohesive, well thought out dropping out of the stream. Okay, if you're going against a lot of high power, really cohesive decks, then that's going to force you to build higher power, more cohesive decks as well. Okay, so we're gonna go with Bucky Barnes. Jeremiah or Soul Knife did drop out of the stream, so we're gonna see what we can make happen. Hopefully it ends well. Have Some Crap is probably the funniest deck in the game. It is so frustrating to play against, but it is so much fun to play. Being able to clog up the board, block them entirely, plus now that we have Doc Ock, we have that big high power play as well, is really, really satisfying. So they send us a Green Goblin. If we can draw into our Destroyer, that's not terrible. Then we have our Taskmaster. I don't get why net decks are bad. Imagine if chess players were like, how can you be studying the chess openings? I can see both sides of it. I do think that net decking is good for a game overall, but it can be frustrating to run against the same deck. If there is one particularly polarizing deck, I think that's where it becomes more of an issue. So, like, if there's one deck that is truly in a tier of its own, I think that's more of a balance issue than necessarily net decking. But it oftentimes gets blamed on net decking itself. So I think I'm going to send the Hobgoblin over in Clintar. That'll be a double negative for him. So it'll be 8, and then they get an additional -2 onto it. Hey, Harry, I'm late, but I hope you have a great day. Oh, Harry, you have missed a wild ride. An absolutely wild ride. We've been up, we've been down, we've been letting Agatha take... Well, not actually playing Agatha. I was in a meeting and still playing on the side. It's been a crazy stream, Harry. I'm glad that you were able to jump in and join us now. But it has been a lot of fun. I think these decks must be nerfed by devs, yeah. Yeah, and then we're playing against Soul Knife. So they did hit the Mr. Negative here. I almost want to lock in the New York location. I don't think they pull anything additional in. Only having one card that we can drop a turn is kind of unfortunate, but I think it's okay. We'll also pull into one of our cards here after this turn. Maybe it'll be a Green Goblin, a Daredevil, something else. So they do get the upside of having the Mr. Negative into the Jane Foster. And so this is going to be a really, really unlucky game for us. We are most likely going to lose because now they have drawn into... Oh my gosh. If they have an Ironheart, you're right. You're right. It is a little bit too risky, Addy. Even now, if they have an Ironheart, it can potentially buff that one up, and then we end up losing. So they pulled into their Iron Man. They didn't play it. So that's going to be important to know for the potential Mystique. Because they won't be able to Mystique the Iron Man. They did hit the Jane Foster, so they have all of their inverted cards. I don't think the America Chavez here is going to be enough, but I think that is our only shot. If they drop an Ironheart and it hits Mr. Negative at all, then it's an automatic loss. But it is against Soul Knife. It is against Jeremiah. We are gonna... Oh no! Why would you do this to us, Jeremiah? I'm gonna let it play out, even though it's for a -4. A -4, yeah. Chavez to the left, and let's take a risk. So let's see if they can come up with... Oh, the leader play, Jeremiah, and the Ironheart. No, do we still win? Oh my gosh.
Victory.
I thought we had lost. I thought for sure that was a loss. Jeremiah. Oh my, I don't know. You should have won that one. There was no way that we should have won that one. The Ironheart had so many high priority targets that could have won the game for you. Oh my gosh. I feel bad about that one, Jeremiah. Very good game. You deserved the cubes more than we did for sure. Now it was definitely an unlucky Ironheart. The Ironheart was working for us today. And so we are at a -7. That means an 8 cube win could push us back into positive. Yeah, it was definitely fun anyways. And then maybe we can ramp up and see our Galactus animation. That is the end goal here. Either we end the stream positive, or we see the Galactus animation. And Central Park kind of puts a damper on seeing the Galactus animation. So that one's out of the question. So now we need to focus on. So now we need to focus on winning. If Iron.
Victory.
Weird way to get 1 cube, but we will take it. If Ironheart turned first instead of leader, the chances of hitting negative would have been higher. Yep, that's yeah, that's true. It would have had 2 less targets to potentially hit. I was expecting a destroyer. We didn't draw into destroyer, and so we had to go with what we had. I thought you had the win there. I thought you were going to be able to overcome it for sure. And I was very afraid of the Ironheart. Oh, and then you were expecting the destroyer, so that if you played a destroyer, it would have wiped your mid, and then Ironheart would have only had 2 targets, right? I could see that being a decent play line for the win. Destroys all your things, and then Ironheart flips after that, and is guaranteed to hit your Mr. Negative and your destroyer. Okay, so this could be the game. We have a -6, we have Electro, we have Nick Fury. Hey, NBKG Plays, thank you so much for subscribing to us on YouTube.
Oh, snap.
Did that just come through? Oh, and then thank you, Pedro, for subscribing to the YouTube channel as well. I'm not sure why those came in at the same time. They've been a few minutes apart. So I think we play our armor into Baxter Building. We'll ramp with Electro in this lane. We'll play Nick Fury. Or maybe we ramp all in the same lane. Yeah, we are getting incredibly close to 3K. And so I think another couple of weeks and we'll be there. I think the subscriber rate has dropped quite a bit, but I think mainly that's because of like reaching the width. I think our target audience, or the people that are interested in the game right now, I think we've kind of hit that cap. So we're still gaining about 10 to 15 a day. Before we were doing something like 30 or 40 a day, which was insane. But we are still seeing good gains nonetheless. So we could lock this in and make sure that we have the win, or we can go for the potential destroyer, or potential Galactus. And if we get Galactus, we can always hide a Hobgoblin and then Galactus into the Dark Dimension to flip on the very last turn. We can ignore Baxter Building and Jotunheim after that. I say we go for the Galactus. We go for the Galactus always. Let's go ahead and do the Nick Fury. Let's see if we can get the 1 out of 3 or no. Eventually. It will happen eventually. So they have the lead here. We can do Destroyer this turn in really any of the lanes and be fine. We have a chance to. You want to retreat? You want to retreat? Retreat for the Galactus. I think we play this one out. We'll still play another game or two to try and get the Galactus one more time. At this moment, what do you think the best deck to climb to infinite is? I've been doing well with a Destroyer deck, not the one that you're running. Hey, Rog, how are you? I'm doing well so far. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, Hobbit, I think Negative Serotonin is definitely probably the most consistent deck. And then I think Hela's in a pretty decent spot as well. So we're going to lock in the Destroyer into Jotunheim. That should help us guarantee that we win that one, even with the power loss each turn that we get from there. And then if we draw into our... Where do we think they're going to drop cards? Because we could try for the win by dropping Chavez into Baxter Building or we could sneak it into the Dark Dimension. They have Sarah, so they're going to be able to swarm quite a few cards. I think this one is probably one that should be a retreat. But we're going to play it through anyways. No. Yeah, we'll play it through anyways. Is Galactus available? If Galactus was collectible, how would you build that deck? So I think that deck would look something like a the goblins, something like a wave to get Galactus out early, and then some high power cards. I don't know like the specific, but the core pieces, at least for me, would be the Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, wave to ramp into your Galactus early to be able to drop and send them some junk. And so now we are limited in this location. This may actually be a retreat, because I don't think a -8 is enough. I think they can easily come up over our power level in Baxter Building, which would send them a 6 power swing in Dark Dimension. Yeah, we're going to take the 1 cube loss, reset for a Galactus game, and try our very best for finding out if we can get Galactus and if we can win. I can't believe that we had it. We had the play. We were going to see the animation, and then it got so hard countered. It's heartbreaking. And then we are getting a little bit long on time. So we had the meeting midway through the lunch, and so I have maybe 1 or 2 games. 1 or 2 games left before I do have to go back into work mode and truly be in work mode. And so once you've collected all the cards, you just open the collector's caches or just sit on them. I heard they might change the progression system, so it's best to open it. Yeah, they may eventually change the rate that you pull variants and things like that. I personally have been sitting on them for right now, mainly because if they add like a surge of cards for some reason into pool 3, I'll have enough caches to dive into them. And I think they're eventually going to change it where the caches are like on pool. The reward is determined on pool rather than on open. That would solve everybody trying to sit on them for any kind of future changes. But for right now, I am personally just kind of sitting on them for now. So I think we're gonna go with the Electro into Hell's Kitchen, and then we will probably do a Professor X. I think probably in the Gia, because they're very unlikely to play cards there on turn 4 or early on, because they don't want to shuffle too many rocks into their deck, and we already have our like key cards, our key combos, so we don't need to, I don't think, worry about that too much, especially since we would only be dropping 1 card or 1 resource into the Gia. Sorry, just arrived. You're trying to get Galactus off RNG to play it. We didn't start out that way. The stream kind of morphed into, I want to see the Galactus animation. I want to be able to play it. We have won, not today, or not on stream, but we've won 2 games with Galactus, and it's really satisfying whenever you can pull it off. And so Nick Fury has a decent chance to pull into a Galactus. And so yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is to be able to pull it in. But I don't know that I'm going to make it before I have to jump back into lunch, or into work from lunch. Then Sham, hey everyone, I hope I wasn't too late. So we're actually going pretty long. We've extended our lunch live stream quite a bit. But as always, you are right on time. Anytime that you pop in and have a good time is right on time. Hey Subcrates, thank you so much for subscribing to us on YouTube. So they're gonna do Venom, which eats this card. Ooh, that's gonna be tough. So we need to win this one to win the Gia. But 16 power, this is going to be 16 power as is, and they have a 24 power Deadpool. This looks like it's gonna be a retreat. We'll play Destroyer. We hope for a Taskmaster. That way we can do Taskmaster and Demon. And at that point, we may switch it up and play it over into Hell's Kitchen. But I think we do need to drop the Destroyer here. But I don't think this one's a win. I would like for it to be, but I don't think it's gonna work out that way. I think negative serotonin is in that tier, and it's super frustrating. Negative serotonin is very, very consistent, and so if unchecked, it can definitely cause or create and cause some frustrations. So they have a 24 power Deadpool. So even if they just drop that 24 power will make us tie in the Gia. They will win this one by 24, and we're not going to win this one by 24. So unless they misplayed, would be the only way we could win. If they misplayed and maybe thought that we were going to compete for over here, but the smart play from them would just be stacking their cards into the Baxter building. And so this one should be a retreat. But it puts us at -9, right? Yeah. I am going to retreat. I don't think there's any scenario where I see them playing some of the resources into Hell's Kitchen, knowing that just by winning Baxter building, they push for a tie here. And so we will back out. We will reset. We'll try for either an 8-cube game, so we'll snap right off the bat. For our very last game, we'll try for either an 8-cube game or a Galactus win. And then I do have to jump off and run back to work, or I guess slide over back into work, because my work computer is set up right next to my my gaming computer. And so one more game, and then it is against our nemesis Q. So what a fitting way to bring the stream to an end, is with Q running a very similar deck to what we have. And so we will try for either 8 cubes, either 8 cubes or a Galactus win. So a fitting way to end it. And for anyone new, we do have an emoji for Q, because he is a viewer and he joins into the games a lot and cues into them a lot of the time. And so let's go ahead and get this win. It could happen. It could happen, guys. We do have the Nick Fury. We can do armor into the danger room. We can drop our Electro, depending on what that last location is. The hero is back, and so we're still not sure if he's the hero or if we're. Ooh, so he switched up his deck. I wonder what he's running. Yeah, he does know that we might have Galactus, because he knew that we were pushing for it on the last game. So even if we don't draw into Galactus, and I think we avoid Onslaught Citadel. So if we are, I don't know. I think Danger Room would have been the best one for us to play Galactus in. I think we should have pushed armor for the Baxter building, knowing that it's less likely that they will play cards. So that's going to be a big win condition if we were able to draw into Galactus, is we want to play it into a location where they don't have any resources. And Danger Room would have done just that. It was an oversight. I don't know why we armored that one. I should have done this one. I don't want to necessarily compete for Onslaught Citadel, just in case they have like a Cerebro or an Iron Man, a Devil Dino. It's going to be really hard to win Onslaught Citadel, especially if it's the only location. And so let's go ahead and go with the dream is done. The dream is over. The Galactus dream. We could potentially do a destroyer first, but that would clear our Electro, and then we would have to, on the very last turn, do our Galactus. And so I don't think that's the play we want to go with. So they're doing this. Both of their first 2 cards were 3 power. Usually Domino's used in. Yeah, Galactus is on reveal. On reveal, if this is the only card at this location, then destroy the other locations. And so I think they're running a Cerebro deck. So I almost want to send them a Hobgoblin here on this turn, instead of generating cards with Nick Fury, since we don't have a good way to on reveal the Galactus. If we did, playing it here would have been phenomenal, because then we could follow it up with a destroyer, and they wouldn't have much of a chance to counter it. So they do have an Electro of their own. So maybe they're running the Destroyer package, but just with a little spice on it, with the Domino and Cosmo. And so they are at -8 here. Do we think we're safe to play the Destroyer now? We can play the Destroyer. That allows us to play our Taskmaster next turn into any one of the lanes. Or do we play the Destroyer here? We're only going to play one card on the final turn anyways. At least this way we push for the three cube counter. I know his deck. I will be silent. So we know that Q is always running a leader. He always has a leader. And so if he does, Baxter Building may not be the play because he does have six energy as well. We could do our Destroyer here. Yeah. Let's do our Destroyer here. We can then follow up with the Taskmaster and Baxter Building on the final turn. If they do a leader in Danger Room, then they're going to come through and they're going to destroy these cards. I think would be probably our best bet. No, it's a leech! Unfortunate. So, that's a huge leech, guys. So now our Taskmaster can't copy the... Oh, what's a leech? Or what a leech play? Yeah, so anyone that doesn't know, leech isn't played very often. Leech actually takes all of the abilities from all the cards in your opponent's hand and removes them. And so no longer will the Hood generate a demon. Taskmaster won't copy the Destroyer. And we know that Q likes to run likes to run that card quite a bit. And so it's not the first time that we've seen him play a leech, but I think we go with Chavez into the Citadel. Yeah, I forgot that Q always plays him. I don't know if we go with the Chavez into the Citadel or if we try for the extra 3 power from the Baxter Building lane. Dang it, Q. We're gonna go with Onslaught Citadel. We're gonna go with Baxter Building. No, I don't think Q snipes. If he did, yeah, he's very very nice about it. So I don't think he stream snipes on us. And so the Chavez, I don't think, or the Hobgoblin, I don't think is enough to overcome the Hobgoblin play.
Victory.
So if he is a stream sniper, he does like to balance us out from time to time. He likes to get some really good games, some really good wins, and then he also likes to donate those cubes back. I don't think he snipes though. So that brings us to -1, and you know what that means. I know that we said good game, didn't draw Destroyer. That leech play was massive, Q. Was absolutely massive. I know that we said that was our last game, but we do... Oh.
Oh, snap.
It brought us so close to being positive that we are going to play one more. And so we have the Electro, we have Nick Fury, so we do have a shot. A small shot, but a shot. Sorry, then 8 cube, let's go. Wait, Harry, what? Wait, Harry, what are you sorry for? So only in the middle, oh man. Who draws Chavez on Weird World? Christy used to it be the person that had it in their deck, but they've fixed that. And so now it's whoever... Now it's whoever should draw it. Similar, the person that would have drawn it from the Weird World, so your opponent will draw it if you have it. I think we go with Electro here. I almost want to do the Daredevil and Agent 13 just to clear up additional space. But I think we're going to go with the Nick Fury instead. We're going to go with the turn 3 Nick Fury. This could be the Galactus game. It all comes down to this. And we actually will only have one location where we can drop our Galactus. Oh, you thought Q was watching the stream. I don't know. I don't think he does. I think the games are always too close and too back and forth. But who knows? I really don't think it happens though. So I think we drop our Nick Fury. I don't think they play any cards into the Superflow, at least early, so we would be able to surprise them with a Galactus play. And so let's go ahead and lock this in. Yeah, I think the same thing with Jeremiah. They say that they're bouncing out of the stream just to make sure that it's a fair fight. I watch the stream up until I queue with, yeah, and then you bounce out. Similar to, no! They killed our dreams. They killed our Galactus dreams. Yeah, Q is the hero for that reason. Like, why? Why the Cosmo Mystique? Oh no, AV. So sad. I'm so sad. So the extra energy doesn't really do us any good now. So I guess we probably played the Devil Dino in mid. We can still become positive from this if we can come back and destroy his soul, as Alexander says. AV is ruining the dream. We could pull. No, we couldn't pull Beast back in. It's an unrevealability.
Opponent snapped.
So they have Weird World locked down. I say we Iron Man. We hope that I guess we can't draw their Mystique. But then, no, let's Iron Man. Let's Iron Man. No. I was going to say let's Iron Man the Superflow and hope that that we get the Destroyer, but we're not going to be able to draw cards. We're drawing their cards, so we are on their terms. So this is going to be a negative game more than likely. Ow. Wow. That hurts. That does not feel good. So do they have a 10 power play? So they may have Cosmo'd and then Mystiqued because they had drawn into our Destroyer. They may have saw that they had a Destroyer and saw that they had a Professor X. I don't know. It's working out for them. If they have, I guess it's an 8 power play. Do they have our Taskmaster too, you think? Yeah, it's the 8 power play. So that's actually pretty easy for them to get. We're not able to play more than one card because of the Electro that's locked in. An Electro, or actually no, we know that they have guaranteed our Chavez from that last draw. All they have to do is drop Chavez here. Yeah, but White Queen won't trigger over here, so it won't be 10 power. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Escape.
I don't want to end it that way. We're doing one more. This is the final one, no matter what. Negative. Wait. It's not -9. If we had let it play out, yeah, it would have been a -9. But now we still have a chance to go positive. Oh, yeah, we need to go back to work. We're delaying it a little bit too long. We're getting a little bit greedy, but
Snap.
the last one, no matter what happens, the last one here.
Opponent snapped.
Oh, you retreated, so it didn't happen. Yeah, retreat better than the -8. Yeah, knowing that they had a guaranteed way to win whatever we played, wasn't worth it to stay in. Nasir might just donate. Does Nasir donate sometimes? Oh no, it's not a bot. It's not a bot Ultra Bacon. So I think we play our Bucky Barnes and see what we draw into. The Triskelion really created a weird dynamic, and then we get the X-Mansion as well. Do we drop our Electro? Potentially do a Professor X next turn, depending on what the deficit between their X-Mansion pool and ours, or maybe even in Crimson Cosmos. You have a Deadpool deck. We have all of the right pieces. The Kingpin rework kind of killed the card. I feel like he was difficult to use regardless, Christy. I think it's definitely a lot harder to use now. It's not terrible for us. That is. That's not great. Oh no. Yeah, he was at least kind of flexible before. Now it really pushes him into turn 6, and so the opponent has a lot more time to react. So do we lock in a Professor X here? Or do we play it here? So they only have 4 energy. If they were to play in the Crimson Cosmos, they would have to play a 4 energy card and use all of their energy in Crimson Cosmos. I think there's a decent shot that we sneak away the Crimson Cosmos from them. All right, good. So we do get that read correct at least. At least we get one of the reads today correctly. And then now we have 2 turns. So if we can draw into our destroyer, that's huge. Armor is not so much huge. We could do a Hobgoblin, hoping that it caps out the location that they play here, or we could do a White Queen. Figure out what their highest cost card was, try to be competitive in the X Mansion, and then Captain Marvel does give us a little bit of flexibility on that final turn. You think Captain Marvel this turn? I know we want to play Captain Marvel eventually, but I didn't know if we wanted to play it out this turn or not. And so she'll be 4 power, that'll put us at 5. So if they drop any resources there, then we actually lose that one. But if they don't, then we win that one. I think the Hobgoblin's the play then, because she's going to be 4 power once she comes down because of the Typhoid Mary. And so it would put us at 5. If we drop her on the board and then she sends over here, no. I don't know. They could drop more than 1 card. They have cheap cards. We changed our mind. No, the read was right. Oh my gosh. We second guessed ourselves. They had so many cheap cards with like the Korg that they pulled back in, the like Falcon and the Goose and like those low to the ground cards. I thought maybe they would cap it out, but that wouldn't really make sense for them, would it? If they capped it out early, that just hurts them more than it helps. I think we go with the Chavez. We may still... That's like you're playing chess. Yeah, the Hobgoblin definitely would have been... Oh no! We got the bots in. We've been live too long, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and... If I can catch it, I'm going to put the user in timeout. Please do not click the links. By all means, please do not click the links. I did end up blocking it. I finally caught the message. But the Hobgoblin was the play. But now we have to win X Mansion. And if they have a Shang-Chi, then we definitely lose. Actually, no. If they have a Shang-Chi, then our Captain Marvel will be 4 power. These will all gain 1, so it would be 4, 5, 6, 7 additional. No, I think we'd still lose. Yeah, I don't know. It would be really close with the Captain Marvel moving over if they do Shang-Chi. So we are going to go ahead and play it anyways. They have a Typhoid Mary of their own? What? Okay, and so we are positive today. That's not the way I thought we were going to get positive. But we are positive. We end with a positivity stream. Oh my gosh, it was a very fun, wild roller coaster. Thank you guys so much for joining through all of the craziness. All of the craziness throughout this entire stream. We have had ups and downs. We are now back positive. We had some crazy plays. I really had a lot of fun today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the stream as well. And then, yeah, Captain Marvel was the safest play, but the other one would have locked it in had we gotten the call correct. But I think going with the safety would have been it was the best play. And so Mr. Positive in the end. Yeah, so we do climb up to the positive, but we are going to go ahead and end the stream. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And so for those of you that made it all the way to the end, we have a Hella deck coming up tomorrow with Nick Fury in it to see if it is worth any of the hype or the negativity that it has gotten. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. This has been TLSG.